and how multiple suppliers will respond for the quotation. Then once the supplier respond, how we can once the supplier respond, how we can finalize the supplier and convert the finally convert that RFQ into an blanket purchase agreement or into an purchase order. So we are going to see that as well. We are going to see that and start today on that particular topic. So today we will go into the few other topics, like we have smart forms and then we have shopping list. So these two concepts are there. We'll see this and then we'll go into the sourcing part. So if we okay, so if you have any questions, you just let me know before I start. Okay, fine then. So now we'll go into the B30 underscore procurement manager. Sign in. Okay, in the B30 procurement manager, you can see I'm going into the catalog area where we can create the smart forms. So if you go into procurement, you can see catalog. In the catalog, you can go to the self-service procurement. This is the configuration area, self-service procurement configuration area, where we have already seen how to set up the local catalog, how to set up the content zone. These things we have seen. And then we have certain things called smart forms and then the shopping list. So this also something important which you need to understand. So first, let us talk about the smart forms, and then first let us talk about the smart forms. So the smart forms will help the buyers or the end users to easily create a requisition. For an example, um, on a monthly basis, they are purchasing. Yeah, on a monthly basis, they are purchasing um, maybe the office supplies. So that is one typical example. Or whenever anyone join a company, they can order their visiting card. So when they order their visiting card, they don't want to go and search for the item, then they have to add it, and they have to provide all the necessary information. So to the maximum, we can just default lot of information from the smartphone itself, and whenever anyone wants the visiting card, they can just go and enter that. They can go and click that smart form, and then the smart form will default all the necessary details. Just they will click on. Just they will click on um, how many boxes they require, and then they can provide their name, designation, and details, and then they can submit it. So this name, designation, and detail information, we can just create our own fields, and then we can request them to provide. So that is possible. So here you can see I'm going into the manage smart forms. Here we can just create our own smart form. Okay, maybe I'm just creating a smart form called. Okay, let me just create a smart form and say uh, maybe visiting card. Okay, smart form is this is for maybe B30 underscore visiting card. So this is the smart form name, instruction, helpdesk, keyword, and just entering same. So maybe if you have a smart card URL, maybe if you have visiting card, okay, visiting card. I'm just trying to take some uh, images. Huh? Okay, so let me just copy link location, copy, copy, let me copy image location. Then I'll go and put it over here. So the image URL from here, the image will be displayed. Okay, you can give any image URL. Then you can give a description, whether what is the line type. Oh, So now I am going to item description. Here we will just enter ID card or else visiting card. Okay. Visiting card, maybe 100 quantity, 100 quantity, 100 quantity of one box. We just mention, and we will just mention it as you can see there is a checkbox is also available. It says what can be edited after they select this particular smart form. Then restrict to a specific browsing category. We can just restrict it if required. And then what is the category name? This category name we can just default. Here we can just say category name. Okay, so as of now I'm just selecting some available category. Maybe I'm just linking it to office supplies category, but we can have a separate category as cards or personal items, and then we can just link it. And quantity is one. UOM is actually box. Okay, if you want to select, you can select it as box, or you can select it as each. Okay, box. One box. Price, maybe this is maybe for $5. Okay, $5. $5 is the price. And then whether tender is required, negotiation is required. So this kind of information, basically whatever you use in the smart form, which will be already negotiated. Okay, negotiated means you don't need to create the RFQ once again. But if the negotiated box is enabled, then it is already negotiated with the supplier, and then the final price is achieved. So just we need to place the order. That's all. So negotiated is enabled. So then if we have a blanket purchase agreement, we can just link it. If we have a supplier, we can just link that supplier as well. So let me just give that to our supplier, B30 supplier 3. Let me select that supplier. And then I can select, we have only one site, let me add that site as well. So this supplier and supplier site will be defaulted whenever this smart form is selected. So then these are all the information. You can see everything we are just defaulting. Or if anyone want to purchase the visiting card, we are saying all the keyword description, line type, item description, quantity, supplier, everything we are just defaulting it over here. And whatever they can edit it, we are making it as user editable. So here maybe this one on price, and this one, if user don't want to edit it, you can just disable this. So user will not be able to edit the UOM and then the price. So everyone, when they are coming, they can just, it will be one box and then $5. So they cannot modify it. But they can modify even the supplier. Maybe we will say this is the only supplier to which we have already created an agreement. So we don't want to change the supplier. You can just use the same supplier, and then okay. So these are all the information which we can enter in the smart form, and then we can save. One more information which we can add is information template. So whenever we are just creating a smart form, we can say additional information can also be provided. Additional information in the sense, if we want a visiting card, what are all the additional information which we need to send it to the supplier so that he can print it. So for a visiting card, basically we need, if you take a visiting card, we need the name, and then the position, and then the email address, and then the mobile number. So these are the basic information. So that basic information can be created as an information template. That is possible. So we can create an information template and we can attach the information template. And the information template can be created in the setup and maintenance. So you can see, let me go into setup and maintenance. Okay, here you can go to procurement and just search it with template. You can see information template descriptive flex fields, manage information template value sets. These are the two places where we can set up our own fields, and these fields can be linked over there where the additional information can be entered, and which will be available on the requisition page. So here let me just let me just create this information template. So here we can create a okay, these are all the two fields, department, and then so already there are two flex field segments are there. One is, you can see, these are all global segments. Global segments means it is available all over the place, and this is context specific segment, am information template, am underscore prompt. So this is similar to whatever we have created during our PIM module. We have created our descriptive flex fields and extensible flex fields. In the same way, we can create it over here. Okay, so you can create global segments, and then you can create context specific segments. All those things you can create. Then um, uh, you can bring this information. You can bring this information into the self-service procurement. So here you can say, I'm coming to this place. Let me just click on information template and then search it. You will see the name whichever it is available, which is created over the information template. 1 minute. Here it's not coming. You can see there are a lot of information templates they have. AM information, admin expenses, color. So these are all some of the additional attributes which they will send it via requisition. So color, customer creation, item details, okay, software, vehicle details, waiver. Likewise, there are various options are there. So now I'll show you what are all the attributes which is there. So here, if you just click on this drop down, you will see all those contexts. So here you can see, if you just search it as flight, then the flight information will be available. So airline name, travel class. And then if you select it as item details, we'll see in the item details, generic name, brand name, composition, item template, manufacturer name, DHA code, HA code, likewise various attributes. You can see these many attributes are there. Likewise, if we want to create maybe one more, if you want to create one more, we can just create one more, and then we can say it's a B underscore maybe visiting card. Okay, maybe visiting card details. So visiting card details, this can be the context name. Data type as character, and then I'm just going to create just only one value. Okay. Value set, I'll just select maybe 150 characters. Okay, I will select this GL 150 characters, so it will accept maximum 150 characters for that. And then we can say what this should be text box or display type. It should be text box, or we can select it as rich text editor. Okay, you can give rich text editor also. And then you can say size is maybe 20, and then height is maybe 10. So this is the size I'm giving. So whenever this particular information template is attached to the smart form, then it will ask for a rich text editor field where you can just enter this information, and this will be added to the requisition. That requisition will be converted into a purchase order, and it will go to supplier, and then supplier will see this information to use this information for making the visiting card. I'm giving an example of a visiting card, but this can be used for this can be used for any item. We have seen one another option called item, which has a very maybe 5 to 10 attributes are there. Here you can see the message says cannot be accessed. this text area. Now let me click on save. I think switch text editor, there is some problem with that. Okay, so now I have selected text area. This is a text area. This is like a text. This is a text area. This is a that is called as a text box. So I have created a text area now for entering the address. Okay, I have created. You can see it will be available over here. B30 underscore. This one we created, right? Management. Somehow it is not saved. So here you can just create like a name, okay, name and name, position, and then address. Maybe I'm just creating it as one field, but we can just create it as a 3 different field and attach it over here. Data type is character, value set, let me select it as 150 characters, and then this is a text area. I'll give it as maybe 20, 10, and I can click on save and close. Okay, we have created a context specific segment, and now it should be available. Yeah, B30 visiting card is there. So now click on save and close. You will be able to see that a new attribute. You can see for B30 visiting card details, name, position, and address. So we have created this attribute. Now what we can do is we can deploy flex field. Okay, when we just deploy flex field, then this flex field will be available in the requisition configuration area, where we can just link this particular field over there. Okay, so now this is, once it is deployed, okay, deployment complete. Sorry, any questions? Any questions? Okay. So now we have created this information template descriptive flex fields. Okay. Now if we go into the other setup area, so here if we just click on search, that information template which we have created over there should come here. Let me just click on save. Once again, I'll just open, save and close. And edit. Okay, that particular part is not displaying over here. I'm just trying to put it. Okay, manage information template. Oh, sorry, first we have to create the information template, then only we can just link it. Okay, let me go to manage information template. Here you can see here first we can just create the information template name b30 underscore visiting card details, and then attribute list. Here we have the attribute list. Here we need to link the attribute list b30 visiting card details which we have created over there. So that we can just select, and then attribute category. So whether it should go to only to the buyer or to the supplier. You can select it as to supplier so that this information will go in the purchase order till the supplier receives it. And here we can just link this information template to a specific category. You can just link that category of item. So this is actually the, you can see this is actually the category of item. So maybe I'm just searching office supplies is there, right? So I'm just linking to this particular category. Okay, we can just link the attributes to the category. Then I can click on save and close. Even we can link it to a specific item, and only for that particular item this particular attributes information template is applicable. So I created an information template. Now I go into the smart form, and then now let me add the information template which we have created just now. See, now it is available b30 visiting card details. Apply and then click on done. So now what we have did, we have created a smart form with which is nothing but it will default all the necessary information to create a requisition with some additional attributes also, and that attribute is to send that information to supplier. So first the requisition will be created, that will be converted into a purchase order, and the same information will travel through the purchase order to the supplier. Everything will happen. So now okay, so now let me click on save and close, and then we have the smart form available. Now let me go to content zone, and we have to link the smart form to the content zone. So we have already created a content zone, b30 content zone. We have to link the smart form. So let me just click on add this. Let me click on select and add b30 visiting card. This is the smart form we have created. Click on done, and then click on save and close. So we have provided the access as well. Now the person who have access to this b30 requisitioning view, now he should be able to access the this smart form as well. Now let me go to procurement. I'll go to purchase requisition, and then in the purchase requisition you will be able to see the b30 visiting card smart form. So this is a regular activity any employee who's joined does this. So we can say them, okay, if you want to apply for a smart card, so follow the steps. We will just give them the steps, so they can just go to this purchase requisition area, and in the purchase requisition area they will be able to see the smart form. You can see in the request forms. In the request forms, b30 visiting card is the request form, b30 visiting card. So the smart form just now we created, and that's why it is available over here. The person can come and click on this b30 visiting card, and that will create a page, non-catalog request page, with all the information which we have defaulted in the smart form. So the requester don't need to enter all the information. Sometimes the requester might give a wrong information. So instead of that, we can create this kind of smart form, and then we can provide them. Okay, you can see the smart form information is created. So item description, office, a category name, quantity, UOM, price, currency. Okay, currency I'm just selecting, and then the agreement. Okay, agreement is not there, but supplier site and contact, everything is defaulted. And here you can see we have added visiting card details. So this department and another field is there. So these are global fields, that so it's always coming. but here you can see name, POS, and address. So here we can just give maybe maybe I'm Tom. We can just enter like position is maybe IT manager, and then I'll just enter the address one. Okay, address. You can just enter the address. So this information will now go to the supplier. Okay, I have just entered this information. Now let me click on add to cart. Okay, click on add to cart. This will be added to the cart, and we can just review and we can just submit. So this can be converted into a this will be created as a requisition. The requisition can be converted to a purchase order, and then the purchase order can be converted and sent to the supplier. A purchase order can be sent to the supplier with this information. Now it's showing some error. We need this is a mandatory field or something. Select finance. You cannot add this item to the requisition. Okay, so the adding to the requisition we have already seen, but with respect to the smart form, these are all the things which you need to do. With respect to this, do you have any questions on how to create a smart form? First, why do we need a smart form, and then how to create a smart form, and then how to add the additional information which will just carry some information from the smart form page to the requisition and to the purchase order. So any questions in this, the smart form part? No. Okay, fine. So after this, we can just say, like here there is some issue, but normally we will just click on add to cart. It will go to the cart, and from the cart, you can just review it and you can submit it as a requisition. That's all. Okay. So this is what I just want to cover with respect to the smart form. And we have one more concept called shopping list. We will see that, and then we will move into the sourcing part. So the shopping list, okay, the shopping list is basically used for um, like you have to provide some list of you have to provide some list of items which can be purchased by a new joinee. Whenever a person joins a company, he needs certain items, like he need to buy a laptop, and then he need to buy maybe a desktop monitor, and then a connecting dock, maybe a keyboard, a mouse. So these are all the list of items, and then maybe a laptop bag, um, maybe certain office supplies like files. So basic some 5-6 items he want to purchase it. So what we can do is we can create just a shopping list for them, because every employee who joins the company needs to use that, or he needs to use that. So instead of he is going to the complete list of items and searching and then adding it, he might not know which item he need to purchase, which item he may not purchase. So what we can do is we can just add the items to the shopping list. So we can just filter 4-5 items, and then we can add items to the shopping list. For example, I'm going to this particular category. So we will be able to see the list of items which is available. You can see these are the list of items which is available. So we can just add this item to the shopping list. You can see add to shopping list. Let's take this item. Let's take this item. Let me just click on add to shopping list, and you can just create a shopping list, maybe new joiner shopping list.
Hello, Ram. Hello. It seems. I guess so.
Hello, able to hear me?
Yes, Ram.
Sorry, my laptop got switched off. Okay. Let me share my screen once again. I hope the recording is going on. Yeah, recording is going on. Okay, fine. So now, okay, where we just stopped. Okay, so we can just add the item to the shopping list, and then we can have the shopping list ready so that people can easily access the shopping list and add whatever item which they want. So for that, we can initially go to the catalog area, and then we can select the item which we want, and then we can add it to the shopping list. Let me select this item, and then add to shopping list. We can create a new shopping list name B30, maybe new joiner shopping list. We can just create a shopping list like this, and then we can add maybe 5 to 10 items, whatever the shopping list should have. Maybe this item or this lot serial item. I'm just adding this 2 item to the shopping list. Okay. Okay, we have added this item. So now here you can see the shopping list is available over here. Okay, B30 new joiner shopping list is there. Now we have created a shopping list, then click on done. You can go to the catalog area. Okay, you can go to the catalog area, link that shopping to a content zone. You can just go to a content zone, and you can say who can access this shopping list. Maybe you can create a new content zone, and you can say only to a specific employee we can give, or we can, yeah, so or here itself we can, whoever have access to certain business unit can use this. You can see you can add the public shopping list. We just now we have created the shopping list, right? That public shopping list. Shopping list is there. Okay, here manage public shopping list. So here also separately shopping list is there. Okay, here we need to create this. Here we need to create the shopping list, and then we can just add it. But that shopping list which is available over there, it is, I think, specific to only one user. This public shopping list which we are creating is actually um, like it's actually for it's controlled using the content zone. So new joiner shopping list. Okay, here you can see add from catalog. Here itself we have the option to add the items from catalog. Maybe here we can just shop by category, and then we can select the category, and then we can add it. Or else 1 minute. Here many items are there. Just select this item. Actually, we went to the main page. Okay, here the category and the items are not coming. Need to check why. Here actually the list of items will come. The list of items which we have created. So those items will come. We can just add that item and click on. We can just add that item and click on add to shopping list, and then we can just create the shopping list, and this will have a list of items, and which will be very similar to the public shopping list. So here you can see when you come into the requisition page, you can see the public shopping list. Okay, let me just go to purchase requisition page. Here you can see the shopping list is there. This shopping list will have the list of items, and then the person who want to purchase, he can just select whatever item which he want. Here you can see add to another shopping list or add to cart. He can just select a specific item and he can just click on add to cart. So likewise, we can just create a separate shopping list with the unified list of item, and we can assign to specific users as well. That is also possible. But in that page, in the shopping list page also, we are just like we are not getting any items. I need to check on that. So you can just refer to this one. This is very similar to that. Then click on this, and then you can click on add to cart. So this is very similar to the very similar to our like a like list in Flipkart or Amazon. If we want an item, we can just select that, and then finally from the selected item, you can just filter something, and then you can um, add it to the cart. Similar to that, the shopping list is nothing but a temporary grouping of item which can be assigned to a person, and that person can purchase item from that particular shopping list. So these are all some of the fancy features which is available in the self-service procurement. One is the smart forms, and second one is the shopping list, and then we have already seen the local catalog and the informational catalog, and also we have seen the content zone and all those things. Okay, so these are all the things which we can do in the self-service procurement. If you have any questions with respect to this topics which we have seen in the self-service procurement, you can just let me know. If you are good, then we can go into the sourcing part where we can see how to set up the RFQ, and then from the RFQ how to um, like receive bids from the supplier. Then we can finalize one supplier out of multiple suppliers. So that sourcing part I'll just explain, and then we'll see them in practical.
Ram, when we will see the receiving part of the purchase order and also purchase requisition?
Yeah, so here in this instance, that tab setup is not working. So only when we have the tab setup is working, we will be able to place a purchase order successfully, and then we will be able to receive it. So I will get another instance. In that instance, I will show you. From the purchase order, I'll show you how to receive it, and then how to invoice it. That part I will show it to you.
Yeah, because only when we see that complete picture will be complete.
Correct. You're right. So that I will just get it. I have already requested for the instance. I need to get the instance. Once I get it, I will show you.
Yeah. Okay. If you don't have any other demo instance also wherever it is working, because it's not a setup, it's only purchase order.
Right. So we don't at this moment we have only this instance. We don't have any other instance now. So once we get that, I've requested for one more instance. Once we get that, I can just show that part. Okay. Okay. Fine then. So now we will just go into the sourcing part. First, let us theoretically understand what the sourcing part does. Then we will go for practicals. So if you talk about the sourcing, this is the sourcing. The activity is finding the supplier. That's all. Finding the supplier. This is called as the finding the supplier activity is achieved using the sourcing module. So if you want a particular item, you will have a supply base. Maybe you have thousands of suppliers you will be registered in your system. So the first thing is you have to identifier. Okay, you have to identify the supplier. You have to identify the list of supplier to whom you are going to ask. Then you will request, okay, so I want this particular item. Maybe you are making a laptop. You are the manufacturer. You are the laptop manufacturer, and you want the processor. So the processor is supplied by many suppliers. There will be OEM will be there, like Intel or AMD. Likewise, OEM also will be there. But even though OEM is manufacturing it, but the suppliers will be different. Suppliers, because the suppliers will be the dealers who will just purchase it from the OEM and they will supply it. So the OEM will be there, and then the suppliers will be there. We will just identify the list of suppliers. Okay, identify the list of suppliers. Then for that supplier, we will send the RFQ. Then the supplier will send the bids. Okay, I can just provide you this many quantity. this is the price. Then we will finalize the supplier. We will finalize the supplier out of the pool of suppliers. So let me just put that in the step. So first one is it starts with the requisition actually, basically. So a requisition will be created from the requisition, maybe from the manufacturing unit. So from the manufacturing unit only, they will just tell, okay, we want to manufacture 1,000 laptop in next week. So we need 1,000 processor. Okay, they will give, the requisition will be given for the item and quantity. That's all. They will not tell about price. They will not tell about. Sometimes they will tell the price. Sometimes they are not aware about the price. So they will tell the item and quantity. Then second activity is buyer. Okay, so now the requisition will come to a buyer. So the buyer prepares. Okay, buyer prepares bidders list. Okay, bidders list, which is nothing but the list of suppliers, who can participate in this bidding. So this is nothing but finalizing the list of supplier. Finalizing list of supplier. So you finalize the supplier. Then after you finalize the supplier, then we have to create a RFQ, request for quote. Okay, request for quote. And also you will send another document outside the system called ITB, invitation to bid. So they will send the ITB, which is called as the invitation to bid. So this is also sent. The ITB also sent. And then actually in Oracle there is no separate document called ITB. But whenever a request for quote is created and then submitted, then all the bidders list will receive an email stating that you are invited to participate in a bidding, and then they can acknowledge it. So that is called as an ITB. So now the request for quote is created, and then it is sent for all the supplier. Then supplier submits bid. Which means he will say, okay, 1,000 pieces I can give you in 2 weeks. This is the price. This is the charges. He will provide all the information in the bid, and then he will provide. Then once they receive the bid, then they will do the bid analysis. Okay, the bid analysis can be done in two steps. One is called as the technical analysis, and then second one is called as the commercial analysis. So the technical analysis, they will check whether the item which they are providing is the same item which we are requesting. So they will say, what is the if it is a processor, then how many cores it has, how many processing cycle it has. Like if you take a processor, there are huge number of parameters, 1,000, maybe even 200, 300 parameters will be there. They will just validate all those parameters. What is the life cycle? Everything they will just validate. Then they will check whether the supplier is capable enough to supply that kind of material. Sometimes supplier will promise and take the order, but he might not fulfill it. That will be a problem. So that's technical analysis they will do. Then once they do the technical analysis, maybe if 10 supplier is giving their bid, out of the 10 supplier, only 6 supplier got selected because another 4 supplier had given the configuration which is slightly similar but not exactly what the company needs. Then they will reject that 4 supplier. They will just take the 6 supplier and say they will send for commercial analysis. In commercial analysis, they will just review the prices, the price of the item. They will check the price, and then they will check the freight, whether supplier is paying the freight or we are paying the freight. What is the insurance in case if the material is broken, on how many days they will replace. They will check all the commercial analysis, commercial part. Then out of 6, they will finalize 1. Okay, then they will award. Okay, then they will do the award recommendation. System itself will give the recommendation, but none of the business they are using this award recommendation, because system will give only based on the price. If lower the price, it will say this is better. That's what system will see. But practically, there are many things the people will consider um, to finalize a bid. So they will do the award recommendation, then finally approve. Okay, send it for approval, award approval, and award project, award completion. Nothing but purchase agreement. These are the steps which we need to follow in these are all the overall end-to-end process in the sourcing module. Starting from the requisition, we will find the list of bidders or list of suppliers. Then we will just create the RFQ. Then we will send the ITB invitation to bid to suppliers. Supplier will submit the bid. And in here, another option is called, there is a surrogate response is also there. Surrogate response. So some supplier, he will not use any laptop, or they will not use any IT system itself. Some supplier, they will not have a computer. So what they will do, if we send an invitation bid as a letter to them, then they will also respond back in letter. They will also respond back in letter, and then they will say, okay, this is the price in which I can do. Then they will send it in letter or in sometimes in email. Then we have to, the buyer need to record that response in spite of the supplier. That is called as a surrogate response. Then supplier's response will be entered into the system. Maybe one surrogate response, 2-3 direct supplier responses. Then finally we will do the bid analysis, and then we will just do the award recommendation and award the project. Okay, so this is the overall process. And so to do this, we have to do the like starting from the by bidders list. This is, our requisition is optional. From the requisition also we can create, or without requisition also we can start from the bidders list. So to do this on a high level, we have to create a negotiation template. Okay, we have to create a negotiation template which we need to create. And this negotiation template will have all this information except the supplier and then the item information. Then we can use the template and we can create a negotiation, and then we can submit it to the suppliers. Okay, so in tomorrow's session we will just do this execution, and then we will just see the complete execution for the sourcing module.
Ram, one question.
Mm-hmm.
So for which type of items generally users do RFQs, and like how much percentage of the items they do these RFQ thing?
Okay, like it's not like a percentage. In case if the item is already sourced, they will not go to this process at all. For example, they are purchasing this office supplies every month. They want to purchase this tissue paper, coffee mugs, maybe tea bags, sugar, all those things. They have just identified a vendor, Nestle. There is a local Nestle vendor is there. He will take care of all these things. I will just provide you all the office supplies. They have just found the supplier. They will just put an agreement with him. That's a BPA. So this tissue paper, next 1 year, we want to give it as $5 each. And then this coffee mug, tea bag. So these many quantity you have to refill whenever required, and then you have to monthly basis you can just charge it. So they will create a blanket purchase agreement on monthly basis. Whenever he put, maybe I have put 500 tea bags, this maybe 100 units of tissue paper. So he will just provide the invoice, and based on that they will again like create a purchase order, and they will invoice and they will pay for that. This is already negotiated one. But we are getting an item like they are manufacturing a laptop or manufacturing a mobile. They want a new kind of processor which is not available in the market.
Okay.
So or sometimes in market it is available, but we have not purchased that kind of item till now. So we have to identify the supplier source. So we will just prepare this bid. We will just prepare this bidders list, and then we will just send it to maybe 10 supplier. Then out of 10 supplier, maybe 5 supplier is interested to make this material and provide us, or he is ready to procure this material from somewhere, and then he just provide us. So that's the business for them.
Okay,
So
the
in
biggest
such items, Yeah, in such items which is never ever purchased in the business, or which is already purchased a long back, but now the price will vary. So in that cases, again they will go for the sourcing. Whichever it is not agreed, there is no BPA, then they will go for the sourcing always. And in some business, they will definitely have this option. They cannot directly go and purchase the material from supplier.
Okay.
There are a lot of complaints will be there, or else lot of frauds will happen in the company. What they will do, if you are my close friend, I will say, okay, you purchase this item and you give me, you like that item. The item might be only $10, which might be a counterfeit item, but it will look very similar, nobody can identify. Okay, so or else we'll take this software itself. Take maybe Windows software you are installing. You can put a pirated version just for 500 rupees, but the original version is 10,000 rupees, maybe 20 times higher. So you are my close friend. What I will say, okay, you just put the pirated version, just give me the invoice for original version. Likewise, it will happen. So because of that, the company will say, even if you purchase an item for $10 or $50, I don't mind. There should be at least 3 quotes should be there from 3 different supplier, and from that we have to do the technical evaluations, the commercial evaluation, and finally it should go to the higher authority who decides which one we need to consider. Okay. So there will be some complaints will be there in any business, so everyone should follow the complaints. So this is, it looks very systematic process, very simple process, but if you take any company who do procurement, it, this will be, they call it as a pre-ordering. After the purchase order is raised, then that is called as the post ordering. They are just expediting, or they will call it as a logistics. They will just follow with supplier, follow complaints. Even in some cases, the company employee will go and sit in the supplier's location, and they will monitor how they are manufacturing the process, whether they are following all the process or not, whether they are following the standardizations, safety measures. They will just look everything. Such part is also there. Then this particular piece is called as the pre-ordering. Okay, so this is what we will do in the sourcing part.
So the bidders list or suppliers list, so they have to, like, how they get them, like they Google it and through different ways.
Right, they will Google it, and they will just first they will check their supplier source. Because whenever we create the supplier, there is an option called link to categories. When you go into the supplier creation page, there is product, services, and categories. Product categories and services. There is one tab is there where you can just link what are all the category of product which he is supplying. So using the category of the item, they will see how many suppliers are there. With all the suppliers, they will send the ITP. Then only the interested supplier or the applicable supplier only will respond. So they cannot blindly send maybe to a two-wheeler manufacturer. They cannot send a processor this thing. So they will just find who are all supplying this processor. So they will just filter only those suppliers. They will just finalize that supplier. They will do the analysis. There will be a buying team will be there who will sit and analyze out of that supplier which supplier is actually providing the then they will send the bidder. Then they will send this bidder ITP. Then the supplier will respond back. Okay. So in tomorrow's session, we will just do this sourcing part, and then if I get the instance, probably tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I'll show you the receiving part. Okay. Okay. Fine. So then we'll just take a pause here, and we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you.